So give me a second. All right. What's going on, social media world? Dr. Brad here. And this is Elite Performance with Dr. Brad. This is the live stream. Again, make sure if you are not subscribed to the podcast, it is on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Podcast. I like doing the live stream because I can take this content and actually turn it into the Audible podcast that you can download, but I like doing it live as well. And so today we're going to be talking about time, how to get more time. This is a mindset hack that we're going to be talking about today so that you can actually get more time in your day, more time to achieve your goals, more time so you're not as stressed, more time so that you have freedom. So many of us feel like we're enslaved to time. The reality is so many of us are enslaved to time. But we're going to talk about a mindset hack that you can use so that you can break free of those chains of time actually controlling you, and you control your time and actually get more time. So fellas, make sure you listen in. Ladies, if you're watching or listening, that's cool. This message is for everyone, but obviously I work specifically with men, high achieving men. I always like to say that because as high achieving men, we got our own unique set of issues, right? Our own unique set of challenges. But let's go ahead and dive in. You know, the the problem, I guess you can say, is that we are so busy, and I know you know what I'm talking about. We as high achieving men, we wear a lot of hats. We wear hats of being a father, being a husband, being a leader, being a business owner. Some of us have multiple businesses or a career plus businesses. And so we wear all these hats and we get very, very busy, and we feel as though we don't have time, specifically to be able to have time towards some of these other things that we want to do, time with family, time to spend in our fitness, time to spend in our faith. Right. And so we, us wearing all these hats, oftentimes it is not uncommon for us to feel stressed, to feel overwhelmed because we have so much on our plate. And maybe you feel like you're so busy with all of these tasks of each of these different hats. And so even though you are busy, it feels like not a whole lot gets done. You know, you may feel that way. If that's how you feel, I know exactly how you feel. It's this feeling as though I'm very busy, but I still feel unproductive because I got so much on my plate. And nothing is wrong with being busy, but the problem is we're so busy that we don't have time, or we have this perception as though we don't have time. And so why are we talking about time today? You say, Dr. Brad, why is time so important? Well, time is so important because I want you to check this out. No goal can be achieved without time, space, and attention being put toward it. As a matter of fact, nothing can grow without time, space, and attention. Like, time actually has to be invested in something. Attention has to be given toward a thing in order for a goal to be achieved, or for whatever thing that is to grow. Otherwise, if the time, space, and attention is not being given, it will die. Okay? You give time, space, and attention towards trying to grow a plant, it will grow. If you don't give it time, space, and attention, it will die. And this is no different than how it works with our goals. It's no different than it works with anything that we want to grow. By the way, time is more valuable than money. You hear some people say time is money, time is money. Well, no, time is actually more valuable than money, because check this out. When you run out of time, right? When the clock is up on this life, you can't use money to get more time. Okay. But check this out. If and when you run out of money, you can still use time to get more money. So I'm going to say that again. When you run out of time, you cannot use it. No matter how much money you got, you cannot use money to get more time. But when you run out of money, you can actually use time to get more money. And so one of the things that's holding us back is how we currently see time, our mindset, the way we actually interpret time. See, we believe that in order for us to be successful in our businesses, in our career, that the most valuable use of our time is actually working in our business and career. And that any time spent outside of that business or career is like taking away from the success and the speed with which we will achieve our business and career goals. We feel like that is the most valuable use of our time. And I can see how someone would think that. I used to think that before, like my time and energy has to be spent so much actually in my business, in my career. Okay. And so that's one of the things that's preventing us, is that we think that's the most valuable use of our time. And that anything outside of that, if I'm not working on my business, if I'm not, doing the tasks that are related directly to my business growth, well, then that time, whatever that time is that I'm doing outside of my business, is actually taken away from my success. Okay. The other thing that we think is we believe that if we sacrifice now, somehow we're going to get the time later. Like at some point, I will get the time to start working on my health. At some point, I'll get more time to start working on my faith. At some point, I'm going to get some more time to spend with my family. Well, let me help you out. If you don't become intentional about the time, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to just show up, right? The same intention with which we show for our business and career, we have to show some level of intention, time, space, and attention toward those things that we're neglecting. Because time won't just spontaneously happen. We got to be intentional. And so, we feel like we don't have the time to do the workout. We don't have the time to spend with our spouses. We don't have the time for our faith, right? It's like, oh man, I ain't got time. We don't have time to get in the word. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to this. Well, the reality is this. It's not that we don't have time. We don't understand what the cost of not doing that is. We don't understand what the cost of not putting that time towards our faith is. We don't know what it's costing us not to spend or not to put time toward our family. We don't understand the cost of what it's costing us not to invest time in our fitness, in our family, in our faith. So we end up getting this feeling like, oh man, anything outside of work is drawing from us. And I know, listen, I used to feel the same way. So focused on my work or so engulfed in it that if my wife or kids want to spend time with me, I was like, man, like, don't you know I'm trying to get this work done? And then I try to make an excuse saying, well, I'm doing this for y'all. I'm doing this to put food on the table for y'all. Let me tell you something, man. That excuse is horrible. Most of us are building our businesses for us, right? Let's just be real. Our family wants us, right? Our family wants us. But I would look at any time away from work as like, it's taking me away, like it's time away, like it was a burden to either go work on my fitness or to either go work on my family time or to either, work on my faith. And as a result of that, I felt stressed, felt overwhelmed. I mean, the feeling of stress because something's always on you, something always on your shoulders. I was time broke, hoping that one day I'll get the time. One day I'm going to start getting into the shape that I wanted to. one day one day I'm gonna have more time. I'm gonna invest this time in my business so that one day I can have time with the family. And the whole time my family is like, yo, like we just want to spend time with you. One day I'm gonna get in the shape that I always want to. The time is now, folks. Time is now, fellas. The time is now. Don't waste the time. And so it wasn't until I figured this out that I started realizing a couple of things. One is this idea of investing versus spending time. See, if I talk business with you, you're going to understand what I'm talking about in terms of investing versus spending time. See, when you invest in something, there's a return of your investment. And time works very similarly. You can invest your time into something that will give you time back. Okay? You can invest in things that you get things back, and time works very similarly. And so you can also spend time. Think about it. When you spend time, it gets you nothing back. When I go spend my money on clothes, I mean, I get the clothes, but there's no like return of my investment. And there are things that we are spending our time on that get us no return. They get us no return. So I started looking. We talk about this mindset hack to be able to get more time. It is this idea that when we look at our time, when we look at the 24 hours of our day, that there is certain things that we do with our time that we're spending and getting nothing back. And there's certain things that we can do with our time that actually gets us a return of our investment. Okay. I'm going to circle back around to that here in just a second. The other thing I started realizing was how much it costs me not to actually invest time in my family. What it was costing me not to invest time in my fitness. What it cost me not to invest time in my faith. And check this out. Not that it wasn't just costing me my relationships, not that it was, only costing me my health, not that it wasn't only costing me my integrity, my character, and my faith. I didn't realize that the lack of investment in time in my family, faith, and fitness was actually hurting my business. See, that's the part that many of us don't understand, is that we just want to directly invest our time in our business and our career, not realizing that we need to invest in the family, the faith, and the fitness, which is actually indirectly helping our business. So let me tell you something. Let me be very crystal clear here. Your lack of investment in time in your family, the lack of investment in time in your faith, the lack of investment of time in your fitness is actually not allowing you to hit the next level in your business and career. You say, Dr. Brad, how does that work? Well, let me break this down. Let's talk about the investment of time, right? Let's talk about investing time in these things that we get time back, that we get things back. See, investing time in family means like scheduled time with the wife, scheduled time with the kids. Because see, when you do that, not only do you get quality time in with the family, but you get more time back. Well, how is that? You see, when I started scheduling specific time in the week to spend with my kids, specific time in the week to spend with my wife, specific time, like Sundays are like our day to like kick it. Now we cook brunch as a family. We say, look, if you don't contribute to brunch, you don't eat, right? So we just have fun with it. But the point I'm making is when I started doing that, I started realizing that the family, like they got their fill with dad. So when it was time for me to go work, it was much easier for them to be like, Dad, go work, go do your thing, right? So not only that, but when I did go work, I didn't have the burden of the lack of focus when I was working. Because see, when I knew I wasn't spending time with the family, and they would want to spend time with me, and they were asking me, it would be in the back of my head. It wouldn't allow me to focus as much as I would like to on my work. And I didn't realize that. But see, once I knew I spent time with the family, I could focus more, right? Because I got that time in with them. So me investing in my family not only helped me with like my family life, but it actually helped me with my business life. Because now I can have more focus, which can help me accelerate. Okay. It brought me fulfillment. And like we've talked about before, fulfillment fuels success. Fulfillment is a precursor to success, not a byproduct of it. So as I get fulfilled with my family, it gives me energy to come and do what it is that I need to do for work and business. It helped me to be sharper when I sat down. I felt sharper. I felt like my mind was there more because my mind wasn't away. Now, this requires you to be present when you're with the family. It requires you to be present, not be on your phone, not be trying to do 12 different things and say, you know what, I'm gonna try to get the business done while I'm with the family. Nope. It means I'm gonna spend time with family. I'm gonna be right where my 2 feet are. Because it's not that they're looking for for quantity of time. They just want some quality time. So when you give quality time, an ounce of quality time with the family will get a return of investment of so much more time for you to put in towards your business and mental clarity. Okay? Fitness. Let's talk about fitness. Investment of time in fitness is basically schedule time to work out, schedule time to move. Okay? I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. You want to do that so you can optimize your health, so you can feel better. But see, if you don't optimize the health, then there's going to come a day where like the accumulation of time not put towards your health is now putting you at risk for diabetes, is now putting you at risk for heart disease, is now putting you at risk for just not feeling well, feeling sluggish, can't focus, can't do the things that you want to do at the level that you want to do because your health ain't allowing you to. So now you can't focus, right? You focus on the fact you're not feeling good, taken away from your business, taking away energy, taking away focus. Okay. So when you work out, it provides energy. Matter of fact, it gives you some life momentum because it's another thing that you accomplished in your day. It gives you a sense of a feeling of accomplishment. It gives you, like acuity of your brain to be able to think better. Tons of studies that show if you work out, you think better, you think clearer. Your life is under control now because you decided to take time away to go do something instead of feeling like you under the slavery of your own business, saying, I can't do this because I gotta put time in my business. You're taking control of your time now. And then last but not least, faith, man. Right? Investing in your faith is scheduled time to build relationship with God. Well, you say, well, why is this important? It's because one of the key things that many men don't understand is that we're trying to be consistent in all areas. We're trying to be consistent in all the hats that we wear, consistent as a husband, father, business owner, in our health, our wealth, and all these things. We get overwhelmed trying to be consistent in all these things. It's not that we need to be consistent in all of these things. It's, can I be consistent in one thing that's going to allow me to be consistent in all things? And part of that is your faith. If you focus on faith, it fuels consistency for the other areas of life. I'd rather just focus on consistency in one area than focus on consistency in 12. So focusing on your faith, investing in your faith already allows you to be more consistent in your business. It already allows you to be more consistent in your fitness. It already allows you to be more consistent in your family time. And listen, when you do this, it gives you the motivation to continue to go so that you don't get slowed down from doubt. See, here's the deal. Doubt will slow you down. Doubt slows you down. Doubt will distance you from your destiny. What I mean by that, or doubt will distance you from your desire. It won't disqualify you, but it will distance you. It will stretch out the amount of time it takes to get there. So faith is a fuel for success. Because if doubt slows you down, what do you think faith does? It speeds you up, right? When everything looks like it ain't gonna work and you start slowing down, the doubt is distancing you from the desire. Okay. But faith, even if everything around you is, you're like, yo, like, I know we good, we straight, I'm still moving. Okay. So I want you to imagine what it would feel like to have more time. I'm being for real here. Like, imagine what it would feel like to have more time. Imagine what it would feel like to be able to have more time, space, and attention toward your goals. Imagine what it would feel like to have the time, because if you can imagine having the time, now you can imagine achieving the goals at a higher level, because you now have the time, space, and attention to be able to put towards your goals. Remember, we said this earlier. Goals don't get achieved without time, space, and attention. Nothing grows without time, space, and attention. So things are dying if time, space, and attention aren't growing. Imagine life in all areas growing, what that would feel like. The fitness growing in your life, the family life growing, the faith growing. Imagine what it would feel like not to be stressed and overwhelmed. I mean, this is possible. This is possible, fellas, to live a life where you are not stressed no matter how busy, how many things you have on your plate. But if we don't invest time toward these things that we don't see as actually affecting our business, because let me tell you something, when I started investing time, let me say this real quick before I wrap up. When I started investing time in family, when I started investing time in fitness, when I started investing time in faith, you realize I saw improvements in business. It wasn't until I did, check this out. It wasn't until I did those investments of time was I able to launch a coaching company and write a book. I couldn't have written a book and done that stuff. I couldn't have written an Amazon best-selling book and done the extra stuff had I not invested in those things. Had I not invested in those three things: fitness, family, and faith. Felt like I couldn't before. I was just too busy with work. But all that stuff gave me the mental acuity. It gave me the energy. It gave me the focus. It gave me it in essence, gave me time back. Right? So I want you to imagine what it feels like to have freedom. Freedom with your time. Right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to start investing your time instead of spending it. Start thinking about those things that where the time is being spent, it gets nothing back for us. Start investing it toward the things that you know you get a return of investment from, and you can begin to feel the freedom of time and the achievement and the growth of your goals and the things that you're looking to make happen on another level in all areas of life. All right. Again, if you're looking for more information and education toward your transformation of being an elite man or being an elite man, that's what I define as somebody who's experiencing business growth, body transformation, and building healthy relationships. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you share this information with another brother out there. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a blessed one.